Welcome to the Operatory podcast, the podcast about burying the dinosaurs in dentistry, moving past outdated technology and procedures to find a better way. I am really excited to talk about a topic that's sort of near and dear to my heart today. It is really about case acceptance and how to get your team all rowing in the same direction with short-term bonuses. I think what really teed up this podcast was I was on somebody else's event when they were asking me questions. They asked me about bonus systems, and I believe strongly that the vast majority of dental team members, not dentists, but assistants and hygienists and front office people, they don't want to look as much at like monthly goals, which a lot of dentists have. Well, if we do X amount this month, then there's some type of bonus based on it. But more, the shorter term, the better. So we would always have daily goals, or even better, in my opinion, if you do this, you get that. What am I talking about? Well, really, here's the most common scenario. So it's a hygienist or an assistant is seeing a patient in the chair who needs to have something done. Well, maybe it's at 11:30 and it's going to bump into lunchtime. And if you're a listener to the podcast for a while, you know that how much I believe in same day service, doing dentistry when a patient walks in that has work to be done, getting it done that day. And the reason why is as much in the patient's interest as our own. Obviously, we're going to be adding extra production to our schedule. But really what really drives it is that the patient who's in the chair who needs to have, let's say, a crown done, if you tell them you need to have a crown done and then they go home and you schedule it for a week later, for that week, the anxiety builds. Most people intuitively know that they're going to be less anxious about the procedure. It's going to go smoother and you're going to be more productive if you get it done that day. Now, of course, you have to set your office up for that. But frankly, if you're not doing same day dentistry today, it's way easier than you think it is. But the challenge is getting your team motivated to do extra work that day. And so really what we would do is we would incentivize both the person who teed up the treatment and then the assistant that would stay to do the treatment. Not because we want to oversell at all, but because we want to show people that if you're doing extra today, guess what? You're going to gain something for that. And it's really not much. You can do $5 and it makes a tremendous difference in the perspective of the team member, and rightfully so, to both want to tee it up and go through the extra effort of offering the treatment that day and going through the extra effort of figuring out how you're going to configure the schedule. And then also for the assistant, well, they're going above and beyond sometimes, working through lunch. And even $5 shows that you are all rowing in the same direction by giving them a short-term bonus. It's hard to look forward a month to think that 3 weeks from now, if I do this 4 times, we'll hit our goal. But if you go, well, if I do this now, I get $5. All right, in a lot of team members, really good team members, that will make a big difference. So, commonly what happens is that the hygienist or the assistant would say, I know that Dr. Laskin will likely recommend a crown here. If you'd like to, we could probably get that done for you today. I can check with the schedule. Obviously, we have patients scheduled already who are kind of our priority. So I can't tell you how long it'll take, but if you'd like to see if we can get it done today, we will. And then immediately a message is sent through our inter-office chat system through OpperDDS where everybody gets notified that there's likely a patient that may stay to have a crown. Financial arrangements instantly made, right? And so as soon as you go in as the doctor and you say, oh, yep, I completely agree. You've got the greatest hygienist in the world. I completely agree that this tooth will need to have a crown. And we do have time. If you want to wait a half hour, I can get you in. The patient's response, typically speaking, is, oh my gosh, that's totally amazing. If you don't mind, please, I'd love to get it done today. So you become a hero to your patients. You become a hero to your team members because you're incentivizing them that, and it adds up. It adds up for the team members. At the end of the month, we're talking car payment money when this is done correctly, and we're talking thousands and thousands of dollars in production pretty much every day. In our office, same day service can average 30% increase in production when we're consistently doing it correctly. And even better than when you leverage it with an intra-office communication system, you can feel the office energy, be motivated. You can feel everybody kind of working as a well-oiled machine, because as soon as you mention that to the patient and they may be interested in staying to have that done, if you have an extra operatory that the patient can just hang out, or even just, today we can't have them wait out in the reception area, but they can wait in their car until you have time. And you'd be shocked how much you can fit in your schedule that you didn't before. So if you're not doing same day services, I highly recommend that you look at it. And if you are doing same day services, I would have you reevaluate your bonus system and see, are you bonusing too far in advance? If you're relying on your assistant to make this mental leap way forward, then it can be problematic. The other issue that you can have with long-term bonuses, meaning monthly bonuses, is that they can become demotivating at times. If you hit your numbers for 3 months in a row, people get reliant on that. And then if you don't hit your numbers, and it may not be the fault of that particular employee, then it becomes demotivating. I did my job. I went above and beyond, but I still didn't get my bonus. However, when you tie bonuses to specific behaviors, things like teeing up treatment plans or assisting for an extra procedure or scheduling a new patient, right? You're putting the power in the hands of the employee, and that means that they will use that to drive behaviors that you want to have done. Things like scheduling appointments. So with no incentive, it's on my time. It's if we don't incentivize the employee to assist for that extra procedure, it's like I'm asking you to do me a favor. With an incentive, it's our time. We're doing this together. We're all working for the same goal, which is to maximize people's oral care and doing it in the most convenient way possible, which a lot of the time, you'd be shocked if you're not asking people if they do want to have it done today, but people are overly gracious. Now, again, not at all talking about treatment that doesn't need to be done. That's obviously that's a no-no, but you should be calibrated. If you haven't listened to the podcast about calibration, how you get your team members to be on the same page as you. It's a fairly easy process to get your team members on the same page, and then having them present treatment, and then just simply asking people, if it is possible for us to get this done today, would you like to stay? You'd be shocked at how many people say yes, and how people are so gracious that you even give them the option, even if you can't get it done. If you tell people that if at all possible, you'll get it done today, even if you can't get it done, people will still be very grateful that you care about their anxiety enough to see if you can get it done today. Save them a visit, which is obviously great. And even better today with all of the concerns that's going on with COVID-19, and there's rising cases at the time of this recording. If we don't have to have a patient come back again, that's one less touch point, one less patient that we have to manage in the office, that we have to pre-screen. So making sure that you can easily get consent and communicate with your team instantaneously through a chat system so that you can get on the same page, offer very, very efficient financial arrangements, have them sign it off paperlessly, text it to their phone or email it to them while they're in the chair, or give them an iPad so they can sign off on it, and then take them to a chair and get the work done. Massively reduces anxiety, also completely increases case acceptance, because you're striking while the iron is hot. When the patient's there, they want to have it done, they're going to have the least amount of anxiety, you're going to have the highest case acceptance. And if you do an extra crown, $1 a day, we're talking at least $1,000 every single day that you can add to your schedule. So that's my big tip for this podcast, is I think you could double your case acceptance if you're not currently if you're not offering same-day dentistry, by not only just offering it, but then incentivizing your team to assist you, so you're all rowing in the same direction. And again, I'm not talking large dollars here. If you're doing an extra crown, maybe put a floor on it. We have $300 for the procedure as the floor. Anything over $300, the team member gets $5 to assist and $5 to tee it up for us. Again, this is nothing other than just keeping people's awareness on the fact that we do same-day dentistry, and when we offer it and when we do it, we all win. It's a big win for everybody, and that's what I love about dentistry, is that when done right, everybody wins, and offering immediate bonuses for doing same-day dentistry is one of those big wins. Thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in another episode.